Hi fellas, welcome to this video on summarizing data frames. In this video, we are going to understand how we can summarize different columns in Pandas data frame. So for example, when we have numerical columns, we can understand the distributions using the statistical properties of the column. And when we have categorical columns, we'll try to understand the number of levels along with the top or frequent level in that particular column. And when we have date columns, we'll try to understand overall time period of your data. We're going to use a cricket data set. So let's copy the URL and use pandas to read this data directly from the URL. So in pandas, we can use read underscore CSV to read any data directly from the URL. So let's look at the dimension of this particular data set. So we have around 55,926 rows and 8 columns here. So let's look at first few rows in this particular data set. So here we have runs scored by individual players in ODI matches. For example, a player named Mohammed from Afghanistan has scored 118 runs with a strike rate of 97.52 in 2010 in Sharjah ground against Canada, and there is a URL from which the information is taken. And here we have data at runs scored by the individual players. So here we have mix of numerical, categorical and date columns. So let's try to summarize these columns one after the other. In pandas, we have a very useful function called as dot describe, which takes any data frame as an input, identifies the numerical columns and summarizes them using various statistical properties. For example, this function has identified runs and score rate to be numerical columns in our data set. Though the algorithm automatically picks the numerical column, it's always best to manually define the numerical columns that are available in your data set so that you don't by mistake pick any ID columns or any other categorical columns which is encoded as numerical, because it doesn't make sense to perform any statistical analysis on ID columns. So usually it's best to manually pick the numerical columns, filter the data frame and then use describe function to filter those particular columns alone. So here the output that this function returns is a data frame, and depending upon on what type of columns you apply this function, the rows values might change. For example, on numerical columns you will get statistical properties like the average value of this particular column. In this case it is average runs, which is around 22, and we have standard deviation which is around 25. We have the minimum runs scored by a player which is like 0, and we have different quartile values, that is first quartile which is 25th percentile and it is around 4 here. We have median value and it is around 13, and we have third quartile which is 75th percentile and the value is 32, and the maximum run that is available in this particular data set is 200, and number of non-null values which is around 55,900 rows, whereas the data is having around 55,926 rows. So we have close to 26 rows which is missing in runs column, and same is the case with score rate column. So we can look at the summary statistics of score rate column as well using various statistical measures here. So whenever you have numerical columns, manually call those columns in a list and then filter your data and use dot describe to summarize them. When you have categorical columns, for example in this data we have categorical columns like country, player, ground, etc. We also have versus. You cannot consider URL column as a categorical column here. At times it's best to convert these into object temporarily. Sometimes if you have any of the categorical columns which is embedded as numeric, time being it will be considered as a categorical column, that is object column, and then use a describe function. So on categorical columns, the output of this particular describe function provides frequency analysis Whereas on numerical columns, this particular function provides a distribution analysis. So on categorical columns, we have measures like the number of non-null values. So we don't see any missing value in country column because we have 55,926 non-null values, which is equal to the number of rows. And we have 22 unique countries in this particular country column, and the country which is repeating most here is India, and the frequency of the value India is around 6634. Since this data is at player match level, doesn't make sense to look at the top country here because it might be repeating it for every player. Whereas if you check the frequency of individual players, so we have totally 1936 players. Out of those players, Sachin or Tendulkar repeats most of the time. So whenever a player repeats multiple times, in this particular dataset at least, it's equal to number of matches that they have played. So it makes sense to look at which player repeated the most. In this particular case, it is Sachin or Tendulkar, and how many times this particular player has repeated? 442 times. So that is the frequency row that you see here, which means that Sachin has played most number of matches based on this particular data, and number of matches that he has played is 442. Like country column, it doesn't make sense to look at which is the top ground which is repeating most of the time, because again ground might keep repeating for every player. But useful information is there is around 178 unique grounds in which most of the matches are conducted. Likewise, number of opponents in this particular data sets is around 25. So few values in this particular output will be helpful for us, and few values like top for country alone might not be helpful, whereas top in player column might be helpful for this particular data set because this data set it has players match level information. So you have to carefully understand the output of this particular result and make your interpretations accordingly. When you have date columns, you can convert them explicitly into date time columns. By default, date columns might come as object. For example, we have a date column called as match date, and if you look at the D types of this data frame, match date will be available as object, which is considered as string here. You can explicitly convert the match date as a date time column using pd.to_datetime. Pass on the column match date and specify the format. Always have a habit of specifying the date format. So here we have date with month hyphen day hyphen full year. So it is going to be %m for month hyphen %d for day hyphen %Y for full year. So convert your date columns into date time columns so that now when you look at the D types of this particular data frame, you will see match date is appearing as date time 64. So on date columns, when you apply dot describe, the output will be slightly different from what you got earlier. So there are 2757 unique dates that are available, and the first date that is available is 1971 January 5th, and the last date that is available is 2011 October 28th. So you try to get the time period of your data using this particular output. So the data starts from 1971, that is the matches from 1971 till 2011. We have the information in this particular CSV file. So this will help us to understand the time period of your data. So we saw how describe function is returning different types of outputs based on the type of columns that we provide. There is an internal parameter called include equal to numeric or include equal to object, using which you can ask for summarizing numerical or categorical column, but it's not preferred. Instead, it's always helpful to explicitly call the corresponding column types and then ask the function to summarize your output, like what we did now. To summarize overall, numerical columns you will get statistical properties in describe function. Categorical columns, you will get frequency analysis, and on date columns, you try to understand the time period of your data. So explicitly call the corresponding column names and then summarize it using describe function. Thank you.